Oh, shucks, you shouldn't have. That sounds like a compliment, really.
So I think that the players were just getting over a few technical difficulties, and we are just about ready to get started. And what a match it's going to be to kick off. Glitch Regen.
Yeah, oh yeah, see, this is the opening of the event, ladies, gentlemen, and others. So look at this motley crew of characters. It's actually not the Luigi, not the Steve, the Banjo and Kazooie with the Bayonetta coming in from the Connecticut crew, TheCrow and Glare.
And meanwhile, we got YOC rocking the Final Fantasy character.
Yes,
so we got to go ahead. Yeah, exactly. Set
yes,
one.
Sir.
You know there's a plan.
Hey, I'm the Final Fantasy guy around here. So please, I am all happy for it. And you can see the blue team taking kind of a strong lead here, creating some pressure, relegating that red team to the left side of the stage.
And I'm already liking what we're seeing. We're kind of seeing like Ken try to go in while YOC just like sits on the periphery and threatens with those back airs. Safe, spaced move, easy to get these combos going. Ken gets the back air, nearly getting that sweet spot right there to claim the stock.
I love the teamwork. Bayonetta, though, extremely hard to actually kill off the side due to all those recovery moves. We got a lot of limit moves, and there was the finishing touch. Not quite time, but I love it, Scabs.
I mean, one way to start the tournament, eh? Just go ahead and let her rip. Stock one.
Let it rip with Let It Rain and Scabs here, and I love it. They're just ready to absolutely scrap with one another. Like, look at the pressure.
And getting the up smash of these combos here. I love it when there's just like the presence of mind. Ken didn't go in. Oh, just barely missing the up smash right there on the Bayonetta, though. So a little bit of a misfire. So far, though, it feels as though Ken and YOC starting off with a solid lead, finally getting that first off with dash attack.
Indeed, and I love that follow-up. The grabs are a little bit committal when you have two people versus one. So in that scenario, amazing stock tanking. Yeah, blue team overall, better control of the stage, better combos and handoffs overall, and that's why they got the lead.
So far, Crow trying to just wait until YOC is out of that combo, gets the back throw, and that'll take the stock. I love just the presence of mind, staying on that platform, not tossing out any committal move. Just says, I know you have to reset your jumps. I know where you're going. I'm going to go ahead and take the stock from you.
Focusing on the landing is one surefire way to make sure that they are struggling with that stock. And at the same time, I love the interruptions. And now the handoffs from blue team, again, understanding the positions. And while the Crow is off in the distance trying to come to, blue team's already just making Glare hurt.
We haven't, oh no, just holding the smash attack there, but great save. Glare coming in saying, oh, you can play this game, man.
I love the C-stick. We shouldn't have. No, sure enough, there it is. And gotta pay compliments to Ken right now, because look at that percentage. Like, just stock
tank Sonic, 100%. Just use your mobility to pick your spots perfectly, and you don't have to worry about being light.
Fair enough, and now stuck in the Wonder Wing animation. Glare not getting the kill there, not getting the cross-slash handoff either. Unfortunate for blue team.
It looked like Glare was actually holding down, so really smart right there just to mix up the DI, because you saw danger close.
Absolutely, and simple back air is all she wrote for that one for Glare, and just amazing follow-ups and keeping each other alive right now. Blue team definitely have it on lock.
The question really becomes, are we going to see something like a Wonder Wing get busted out here? Because I feel like that's the wild card that Crow has really been keeping close to his chest. He's not trying to toss that one out errantly, which makes a ton of sense. Does get the witch time into the forward smash, claims the stock, so no assist needed. Good cleanup by Glare.
Yeah, sure enough, though, but still they're unable to topple Ken. 168%. There's a grab. That should be it, and sure enough, off of Town and City you go.
We'll have to see if it's too little too late right now. Crow doing a good job in surviving. Only has one Wonder Wing left, so not going to be able to come back horizontally as consistent.
Sure enough. Again, blue team control the situation. Now, I like, again, more fun shenanigans with the limit, but not quite finding it. YOC is not really getting a lot of purchase this game. But hey, if you can't get limit, just back air.
Yeah. Oh. Just firing it off immediately. It's like, all right, we can just go ahead and let this rip.
Oh, hey, we grabbed our team there, too. This is a tricky situation. The Crow's on a fresh stock, but you got to fight 3 through YOC and Ken.
This is going to be a difficult one for sure. Limit is out. Using the side B to go ahead and make it back to stage. Trying to toss out the grenade, but these stalls just haven't been working out for Crow.
Just the pressure from all angles here is so difficult. Limit's still on deck, but about to be gone. Are you going to make something happen with it, YOC? No, just opting to use that speed, and Ken is just there to kind of back up YOC and like, hey, whatever you don't punish, I will.
Option coverage for days right now. Crow tries to fight out with those tilts, and then the side B out of disadvantage. And I think was trying to do a platform drop right there was YOC getting stuck on that.
Sure enough, though, triple-digit % for Crow. It's just a matter of Ken and YOC kind of tapping it in a little bit. Limit is on deck as well. Wonder Wing is running out.
Should be the last jump, too.
Sure enough, there it is. And that's game 1 going to YOC and Ken.
3 stock advantage, and really it felt like the key to that match was Ken's stock taking. You pointed out really well, Let It Rain, where he was so it's like 178, just going in and out, using the mobility that Sonic can afford to pick his positions perfectly. And whenever you find yourself like just unmolested in that position, when you're not actually getting like overtly pressured as Sonic, it's just exactly what you want to see. Allow your opponent to toss out those big disjoints, allow him to take up a ton of space, and don't feel the need to go ahead and just take stocks by yourself.
And that's feeds into doubles as the mechanics, is normally you have players just kind of duking it out all over the stage, turning into just a real slobber knocker. But Ken saying, no, I'm okay, I'll choose and pick my battles much more carefully, as YOC uses his big hitboxes, as you said, just to kind of make sure that they can't just run around for free. Because they have some high mobility characters in Bayonetta, and with the Wonder Wing being invulnerable, there's a lot of options on the table, and I think that YOC and Ken have a really good dynamic going on.
True, two masters of controlled chaos, and we'll have to see now. I really do think that there was a lot on the table left on the table, by Glare and Crow. They had a lot of good synergy in their combos, and then every now and then when Bayo was fighting solo, like Crow exactly knew what to do to like sow some discord right there and prevent Bayo from getting punished when she tries to come down. But the problem was just the combos didn't end stocks early. You saw even like Ken living late, you saw even AOC living a little bit late too. We have to go ahead and see some more of those witch times that come out, and perhaps even a couple Wonder Wings playing stocks earlier.
And unfortunately, I'm on the side of I want to see some more limit from YOC.
True.
Hey, this is glitch Regen, so we're allowed to have a little bit of fun with it, of course.
I mean, if you got the limit in the back pocket, there's no better tournament to let it fly than glitch Regen here, so.
I say let it rain, Scabs. I say let it rain. And Bayonetta and Banjo still opting to duke it out on FD of
Sephiroth.
Oh, I like that, actually. The double Final Fantasy team for the Final Fantasy event. Yes, sir.
Oh no, YOC, he actually he held down and then just air dodged and to his death immediately.
Not how you want to start out. Fortunately for these two, they had a really good lead in game one, so very comebackable. I love that fastfall from Crow, but no, you're getting revenged for that one.
The immediate fastfall neutral are definitely the option, try to intercept that recovery, but sometimes bite off a little more than you can chew.
That's for sure. Unfortunate now that the stock counts have evened up so quick after that great lead that Red Team kind of had for a little bit. But still, it'll be a little bit more than just some sly tricks to really get things done here.
Ken actually waits on the air dodge with the up smash. Immaculate.
And the follow-up from YOC to take the stock off the top, amazing.
And then look at YOC just cutting through Bayonetta's upbeat too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Those disjoints can really cut through those options there. I mean, you got two giant swords. It's really rough. The Masamune's long, and the Buster Sword is just insanely wide in its hitboxes. Ooh.
The down smash actually knocking away everybody and claiming YOC stock. So YOC already on his last stock. Ken, though, relatively untouched, only 86% on his first one.
Continuing that stock tank that the Sonic brought. I mean, it makes sense, you know, having that playstyle, having the deliberateness of the moves that you want to throw out as Sephiroth. And claiming that stock with a simple back air, barely touching that triple-digit % on Glare.
And on the other side of the stage, we had Crow just doing his damnedest to get away from YOC's pressure at the edge.
Name a more villainous thing than holding your opponent while their ally tries to throw a grenade at you and they just take the whole blast. That was so good. Again, I love the ideas here, but just the execution isn't coming through. But even as I say that, I mean, they have a 2-stock lead right now. Make that a 3-stock lead right now, Scabs.
As soon as you mentioned, got to go ahead and put another on the board.
A little bit of a commentator's curse situation, but I mean, the blue team's doing just fine with or without my curses.
And I think that was actually AOC getting saved right there from Ken. So just good recognition they can go off stage and just tap the man to try to bring him back.
I love the idea of the Scintilla, but that is a little bit of an invulnerable move, my friend. But now Ken has to kind of be like, okay, do I play more forward, or do I still hold back and just let YOC take my next stock in case he needs it? Because man's kind of on death's door right now, but so is Glare.
And then just immediate up B from ledge. Bayonetta looking really in dire straits. Toss up into the back air, toss him up again, but Ken not quite get away. This is great evasiveness from Glare.
Playing really hard to get here. Dash attack, follow-up, not going to do it. Now both red blue team off stage. Who's going to be the first one to be out of this game? We got 3 players on last stock around last hit. Ken sitting pretty with 2, and that's Glare going down. Woo! A little bit of an up smash. Sauciness, that's the Crow dropping as well. It's YOC and Ken going up 2-0 right now.
And the change over to Sephiroth, it feels like that was actually a really solid choice, because Ken was able to just set up so much more here. A lot of times we saw like Ken was trying to serve up to YOC, and YOC, like, he had on point with those things like the up airs and the back airs, but wasn't able to land those haymakers in like the limit cross slash or the finishing touch. Ken, much less margin for error, bigger sword.
Yes. Big sword go, burr.
Exactly. That's all you really need. I'm going to charge the smash attack. You're going to toss him up here, and I don't think that there's any DI that gets him out of that arc.
Yes. Cloud up smash. Frame 12 has a tipper now. Thank you, Sakurai, for the buffs.
Oh, yeah, he needed it for sure.
He needs it.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll take it.
And I'm being so sarcastic.
Oh, I know your opinions on the matter, Scabs, and I don't care. That's my point.
Sorty shouldn't have good frame data, damn it.
Lucina disagrees.
Oh, yeah,
Ron
a little.
disagrees. Roy disagrees.
Yeah, I know. It's a design philosophy choice.
I disagrees.
Mythra, I have opinions on that character. We'll save that for a time when we're not on a PG-13 stream.
We'll save that for the after party. But until then, we got a little bit more
JTS
fun.
stream 1?
Ooh, maybe. I mean, hey.
So, what do you think the change-up is going to be? I know that we've seen a few of these players play different characters before. So do you think, like you were originally talking about how TheCrow has played Luigi during this bracket run. Do you think that we're going to need to see something like that? Is that...
Hey, as you say that, sure enough.
Apparently the players have decided to answer for me.
Hey, that's when you know you're a smart commentator. You bring it up, they immediately do it. That's one for the books. And hey, going back to FD makes sense, but you got to keep in mind here that Luigi isn't really as easily getting a 0 to death when there's 2 other players on the team. So you're gonna need a lot of uninterrupted time. And speaking of uninterrupted, YOC just sat there in the back, got a full set of limit off rip. Like my man's full. My man's ready to absolutely throw out some limit cross slashes and some blade beams.
In addition, Luigi's recovery is rather slow. We already saw it right there where Glare had to handle a 2v1 because like all Crow could really do was just drift slowly back to stage. So we'll have to see if Glare is able to carry these situations when he does not have his teammates to help out.
Stuff to keep in mind here. Some parries as well as everyone kind of gets away from that cross slash. Blue team actually starting off kind of in the corner here as red team is doing a great job, but as I say that, Glare unable to recover off the bottom side. That is an unfortunate SD from them.
And now using all that invulnerability to get some solid damage. And this is really the problem with Luigi in this matchup is that, yeah, you basically have one opportunity to get in and then big old swords make it a little bit difficult.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah, again, more handoffs going around here. It's just now the wing is out, the speed is increased, and Starfire can play a lot more of a fun game here, throwing out a whole lot of moves. Double up smash.
Oh my god, if I'm that Luigi, I'm praying that I don't get a shield broken.
Run! Luigi's Mansion 4 coming out soon because my man's getting jump scared. That's kind of rough. And hey, if at first you don't succeed, up smash again.
Just do it.
Just mash harder. That's
I mean, clearly.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's for sure.
If top players are showing us anything, it's that we need to up smash more.
Big fan of that idea here. As the pressure is on for these both players. Ken still stock tanking, doing his thing.
Oh, and then just immediately you get the 2v1. Just hold him steady, and you know the Crow can toss out that Shoryu.
I mentioned earlier about how it's hard in a player with everyone else, but if it's just your teammate and your other opponent is off kind of in the left side, trying to camp a little bit, trying to play coy, you can just get free reign with a grab.
Yeah,
you gotta be careful.
That's going to change the tempo here quite a bit because YOC has liked to just back off and get a lot of these limit charges, but he cannot do that anymore because if he does, could potentially be a free stock on Ken.
Gotta be careful. Gotta be way more cognizant about the players on the board here. And with YOC off in the corner and if Bayonetta's trying to edge guard, yeah, you have no way to go back because if you burn your double jump, you're gone. So Ken losing 2 stocks in the blink of an eye because one got traded and one got lost. So much for the stock tank we saw in games 1 and 2.
The empty short hop right there will allow Ken to toss Luigi off stage. Now we're trying for a 2v1, but getting clipped by Bayo's side B.
YOC was so fortunate he got sent back onto the stage because it is extremely difficult for Cloud to recover against someone like Bayonetta who can cover so many options in the air.
And now the slow recovery from Luigi. He's getting back, but has to get past this barrage of Cloud back airs. And he just retreats to the edge. He's like, I need help, please. Please somebody save from this.
Fair enough. And still having a tiny bit of advantage. As I say, that it is even stock count, but red team still has the % advantage against blue team right now. I mean, could Connecticut get on the board here?
I mean, I do not put anything past Luigi. It's always just one hit away. Tries for the pivot grab, Airy nearly snatching up YOC there, but instead gets the up smash on Ken.
Both teams are raging to get themselves on the board here because next stock that drops is going to be hugely impactful. As I say that, Ken goes down, and now YOC is stuck, and sure enough, you're getting absolutely careened into the blast zone.
I think that you are so right, Let It Rain. In that position, when everybody has even stocks on their last one, the first stock lost can change the tenor of the game because even if you're at 200%, if your teammate is at a medium or middle percent, they can go in, you can play the option coverage game and just eliminate a third of the stage as a safe zone. You can react to what your opponent's trying to do. Anytime you can create that 2v1, the game gets so exponentially harder.
Even in that scenario, where Ken dropped his stock first and YOC was high percent while red team wasn't, you're still doing pretty clean. If it was the other way around, red team could still have the ability to get back because basically you need 1 or 2 straight hits to really get either stock from either player on blue team. But just being stuck in that scenario where you're 1 hit away and you need to take 2 stocks is so brutal.
So on to PS2 for a little bit of a counter pick right here, but the character changes remain, except for Ken, who's gone back to the Sonic.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of mixing up your opponent in the ways that these players kind of do things. I mean, for the most part. Ken's Sephiroth still kind of plays them more defensive and patient and waiting, but Sonic adds a whole new level of mobility and ways to call out his opponents.
And he can also do that, the drag down forward air, trading very well with Luigi's up B. Very good reaction right there from Ken to claim a super early stock. And if I'm a Luigi player, I'm just been put on notice. It's like, oh god, no, now I'm gonna have to deal with this every single time I'm off stage.
Gotta be really careful about what can happen, especially because you need 2 more wins to keep yourself in winner's side right now. Ooh, I love that.
That was so sick out of the back throw.
That's nice. Animation looked clean. The damage was clean. Not quite taking stocks, but as I say that, the Crow is already on his last.
I mean, that was just so brutal. He got into a spot where just like Luigi has no aerial mobility. He just has to drift away, and Ken and YOC both teed up on that.
You gotta keep in mind that it's only 1 stock difference, but look at how untouched Ken's first stock is.
26%.
Yeah, only 26%. Only been hit once or twice so far in over a minute of play. That's so you know Sonic can play the evasive game while still causing mayhem for his opponents.
Because you just have to respect him from so far away. And like, look at that Crow. He got put in disadvantage. He immediately did the Luigi down B, and then Ken just watched it and react to it. When anytime you can play from mid-stage and still get the whiff punishes, you can be so fearsome in these double situations.
Oh, jeez. Everyone beating up on each other. But again, Ken kind of picking and choosing his moments because the hitboxes of YOC means that Ken can just play support, can play backup, and still they can cause great mayhem for the team. I mean, there's another stock on for Red Team. Misfire from the Crow.
He might actually be dead from that. Just barely gets underneath the lip of that edge. I was concerned that he was going to get stuck underneath there and wouldn't be able to up B because there's like next to no drift on that.
You would hate to get pineappled so far in a bracket. Not what you want to see here, of course.
He actually, I think that fireball jab lock glare, that's an unfortunate spot.
Not where you want to be. Accidentally causing trouble for your teammate. Oh, catching out the slide. YOC's still living though.
And the spinner right there, just unfortunately setting up that tech situation, and Crow wasn't ready for it.
Now we have a scenario where this is a huge stock lead for blue team, and it's very rough because right now they're kind of running out of options here.
We got to see some short use. We basically need to see Luigi clean up these stocks incredibly early, and if we do not see that, then the comeback becomes incredibly difficult. Limit is available, so Cloud usually going to be able to get it back, and then just use the uppy aggressively again. AOC, very intelligent recovery.
Smart stuff, and ooh, 2 stocks getting lost at the same time, but way more detrimental for Red Team, as now the Crow is the last one standing here for these 2. They're just looking to catch something.
I don't think he was ready for him to just land up on stage with a side B. Exactly.
How are you doing?
He gets one Shoryu, but the forward smash. YOC not going to allow the Crow to claim that stock for free, and that is a 3-1 victory. A good showing from CT's finest.
Yeah, true. Amazing stuff for them. But hey, they still have a chance in losers bracket. Guaranteed, I think, at least 5th, because that was winner semis. But hey, Ken and YOC making it to winners finals. Nice spot to be in.
I mean, I think that we just saw a great clinic of how to play Sonic in doubles, because every single time in that last match, Luigi is a character that he has to toss out things from mid-distance. So what Ken would do is he would just watch, and he could react to dash attack, he would react to fireball. He reacted to run up shield once or twice, or just dash in, get your punish, dash out, and then immediately wait. Allow your opponents to make their own mistakes. If they want to be mashing, just start looking.
Yeah, if you're someone at home that likes analyzing, taking notes, that is an amazing set to do so, even in the chaotic atmosphere of doubles. Still, good stuff all